Please.
I would have come and seen you when I went through 2.5 years of fertility issues. We've got some comments from people who are going through it. Let's hit those Facebook comments first, and then you can tell us about the new study and the new findings. Elif says, sometimes life has a different plan for you. At 29, I met my husband. 31, we started trying. 4 years later, countless tests, monitored ovulation, fertility drugs and treatment, even surgery. We're still trying. We keep positive, and that one day we will be blessed. That is so common.
It is common. It is common.
Tell us about the new findings.
Well, I think what's really important about the comment that was just made is that Elif started younger than most people are starting. At this point in time, the average age of first birth in Canada is 30 years old.
Wow.
30 years old. When I started doing this work back in 1982, if somebody hadn't had their first child by the time they were 30, they were considered old.
Right.
Nowadays, the birth rate for women 40 and over has tripled in the last 10 years.
I gotta say, I don't feel, I'm 45, Brady's 5.5, conceived through IVF. I do not feel old at Brady's school.
No, absolutely not.
I expected to.
Not these days. Not these days. There are an awful lot of parents having children in their 30s and their 40s, but like yourself, many are surprised when they start trying in their mid-30s, in their late 30s. Great shape, I'm feeling good, I'm in the best shape I've ever been in my life, I'm ready, except you're dealing with eggs that are the same age that you are, and nature doesn't necessarily cooperate.
And 36-year-old eggs are actually old eggs.
They are indeed.
Is this a Hollywood thing? We're seeing so many people in Hollywood.
Absolutely. I mean, this is the part that's so frustrating, is that we see these incredibly fit actresses who are 46 and 48 and 52, and they're popping out twins and going, da-da, aren't I great? They don't tell you that they're using someone else's eggs.
That's the thing. That's the big reveal. It's a donor egg.
It is. The eggs of a 22-year-old.
Which, in Canada, is illegal.
No.
To a degree. You're not allowed to pay somebody for their eggs.
That's right.
You can do that in the United States. A round of IVF costs?
$10,000.
Freezing your eggs costs?
Yeah, probably $5,000.
People who say, oh, I'll just freeze my eggs, they don't realize they have to go through cycle monitoring.
They do. They do, which is incredibly demanding. It's physically demanding, but more than anything, it's emotionally demanding.
It is.
It's a very difficult process. But I think the part that's most important is that, having spent so many years watching couples and individuals deal with fertility struggles, what was striking to me is how much misinformation was out there. So we did a study across Canada, 3,500 women, childless, presumed fertile, think they might want to have kids in the future, between the ages of 20 and 50. We had 16 knowledge questions about later childbearing, fertility, the fertility lifespan, assisted reproductive technologies, the costs, etc. Of 16 questions, 50% or more of those women got only 6 correct. 6.
Oh, that gives me...
Oh, it gets worse.
Palpitations.
We did it with men. Same demographic. 600 men, and we added 4 additional questions that dealt more with male fertility as well. Of the 20 knowledge questions, 50% or more of the men got only 4 correct.
So what's the number one or the top 2 or 3 things that you'd really like people to know right now?
What I would like them to know is that age is the most important factor when we're looking at fertility. And that includes men's age as well as women, because men's sperm quality deteriorates with age as well, which is something most people don't recognize. They figure, oh, well, he can have kids in his 40s, 50s, whatever, but certainly we're seeing that children born to older fathers, higher rates of autism, schizophrenia, learning disabilities. For women, we're born with the eggs that we have, and 40-year-olds, they age with us like everything else.
Dr. Judith Daniluk, you have a website, let's put the key up, that shows this study. This is where you go, myfertilitychoices.com. If you want more information on this, we've only scratched the surface on this topic. Please come back and join us again.
I would love to.
That would be great. I will continue to speak with you right now. We'll take a break here on Breakfast Television. Back in a moment. Honestly, if I could get it...
I got a picture of a photo.